Cats and kittens are playing in the background here. Let me give you a little background on this beeswax, what's going down here. This is my apologies to everyone who is into bebop, hipster beginnings, 1930s British music hall, African American jazz, takeoff on all of those. There's a gentleman by the name of Lord Buckley. Lord Buckley was written up in the New Yorker last week. He was a cat that was born in 1906 in California, but his parents were British, and they were really crazy about the British music hall. And when Lord Buckley was growing up in his 20s, he was hip to all the British music hall comedy and vaudeville, and he fell in love with American jazz. He fell in love with the black American idiom. And so he developed these comedy skits that were kind of based on semi-religious figures. Like the Naz was the Nazarene, like the Hip Gon was about Gandhi. And this particular one is called Jona and the Whale. My lords and my ladies of the royal court, the religious fantasy of Jonah and the whale. Now the great Lord was sitting in his rosy rocking chair one hallelujah morning. He looked down and he observed by a great body of water a little mortal about 5'2", and the Lord dug the mortal. And he turned to Gabe and said, "Gabe, put down your horn. Just put down your horn. Put down your horn. Put it down. Just put it down." He said, Gabe, put down the damn horn." And he swung with the book. And the Lord flipped the pages, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, and it was Jonah getting his kicks on the beach. And I say, Lord, man, this is crazy. It's just crazy out here on this here beach. The man's got a lot of room to groove in, sunshine and down and everything, all melody and fine. Now, when the great Lord wants something done upon this earth, he chooses his favorite people to do it. And so the Lord put the sound on Jonah. He said, "I dig you, Jonah. I dig you, Jonah. I dig you, Jonah. Jonah's the Lord's sweet babe." And Jonah said, "Where is all that jazz music coming from? It sounds like 72 jazz bands jumping off here. That's what makes me want to jiggle and wiggle." I said, I know it ain't the seagulls ain't scaring up no bees like that, and the whopper whales and the canary bears don't count. Ooh, it just makes me want to shake all over, so strange. I said, it makes me want to stretch my wings and Good morning, Lord. Lord said, "Good morning, Jonah. Jonah, I got a little favor to ask of you." I said, "Ain't that crazy? The Lord's got 96 million cats to pick from, and he puts the finger on Jonah. And that groovy? Isn't it groovy?" Lord says, "Jonah, I want you to cross the Red Sea and put the message on the Israelites. They're squaring up over there." And Jonah said, No, Lord, you don't mean this here big pool, do you, Lord? I said, man, look at them waves. You must mean some little old Jonah-sized pool, don't you, Lord? Lord says, "Jonah, stick your nose into the wind, and the message will come to you." Jonah stuck his great nose into the north wind. Was not there. Stuck it in the east wind. Was not there. Stuck it in the west wind. Was not there. And he stuck it into the hallelujah south wind, and wow, it was there. And Jonah traveled for 22 days and 15 minutes. And he came to a great cathedral-like group of trees raised in there arms up into the heavens, supplication of the master. And down at the bottom of these great sequoias, he saw growing a strange green vine. Just like Brigham Young said, "This is it, pa-boom." Let's do that again. It said, down at the bottom of this great group of sequoia trees, he saw growing a strange green vine. And he said, "Just like Brigham Young, this is it." And Jona sat down at the bottom of those trees, and he looked at this vine, and he observed of it, and he chose of it, and he smelled of it, and he sensed of it, and he touched of it, and he plucked of it, and he rolled of it, and he swung of it, and he said, "Where is that full pool the Lord wants me to dig? Here comes Jona, and he is ready as the day is long." Whoa! And it's just, whoa! 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 Cutting a live V right through the breast of the wave, or the crest of the wave, the breast of the wave, cutting it right through the breast of the waves, and suddenly fatigue hits Jona in the back of his soul. He lay down, his back in the water, and his eyes is just grooving and lulling, and the waves and the Morpheus is goofing on his eyebrows. Sleep came to Jona. Jona slept for 12 hours and 15 seconds. When he awoke, what did he see? I'll tell you what he saw. He saw the whale. What did he say when he saw the whale? I'll tell you what he saw, what he said, what he said. I'll tell you, try saying that. I'll tell you what he said when he saw the whale. He said, "Get me from this place," and immediately the whale said, every time I stick my nose out of this here pool, I see the strangest things. And this is the bending end. He said, "What do you mean, Mr. Whale, the bending end?" "Oh, look at this. He talked too. What do you know about that?" "Of course I talk, Mr. Whale. Ain't you hip to the marine news? Don't you dig what's going on around these here waters?" He said, "No, cool it there, little fella." He said, don't cool it, Mr. Whale. "No, this is a big pool. You groove your way, I'll groove mine. I'll swoop the scene and dig you later." And the whale said, here's this little piece of nothing a million miles from nowhere trying to hit me, the king of the dip, to what the lick is. I got a good mind to gobble you up." I said, "Oh, don't you do that, Mr. Whale, because if you do, I might knock you in your most delicate gear." I said, Whale said, "Well, that do it." The whale, it's a big whale, and he said, "That do it," and it's all, thank you, and it swallowed Jona. And here's Jona slipping and sliding from one side of this great sea mammal to the other, and his fear and terror in his heart is can't go out the front end. He's afraid to go out the back end. He's slipping down on these great big thick blubbery rugs, and this miserable sound come from Jona, and he said, "Lord, Lord, can you dig me in this here fish?" The Lord said, "I got you covered, Jona." Jona said, "Man, he's got such a crazy sense of humor. Maybe that's why I dig the cat so much, since he's got me covered. He's got me surrounded." Jona says, the Lord says, "Jona, reach into your pocket and pull out one of those watertight compartment, pull out one of them cigarettes that you got from that great tree, and courage will return to you." So Jona did that, and he reached in the pocket, and he said, so now here's Jona inside this great mammoth sea mammal, and he's smoking this strange cigarette, and he's watching the pistons go, pow, pow, and watching the levers go, pow, ooh, and the pistons going, and the valves going, exhale, boom, inhale, boom. And suddenly the whale said, Jonah. And Jonah said, what is it, fish? I said, what is it, fish? He said, you got a new captain of this masthead now, Mr. Whale. I'm not on the outside anymore. I'm on the inside now. I said, Jonah, what in the world is you smoking in there? I thought I was off the Hibbity Islands. Here I is 2 minutes from the Panama Canal. This jazz got to go. What do you care what I'm smoking in here, Mr. Whale? He said, I'm captain of this masthead now, like I explained to you before. You know, you said, Jonah, stop by the stomping all over the engine room like that, boy. He said, you got to find a place to sit down and cool yourself. You're getting the ride for nothing. Don't be telling me what to do but to smoke with Mr. Whale. Said, what is this here wheel here? Don't mess with that wheel. That's my downing wheel now. Jonah, sit down and cool yourself. Said, I'm cool myself. What is this here lever here? Whale said, don't leave that wheel. That's my full speed ahead lever. Jonah, look out for the rock on the right. The rock on the right, Jonah. Jonah said, cool. It ain't cool at all. We in the shallow water. And I said, well, that's all I want to know. And he hit the whale's big sneezer-meter and blew him out on the cool, groovy sands of serenity. Which only goes to show, as Confucius said many, many years ago, which briefly translated means, if you get to it and you find you cannot do it, there you jolly well are, aren't you? Nice round of applause for Chris Kingsley as a great set of waves, whale blubber.
Mr. Peter Garrity, let's hear it for him. I mean, you're not going to see this anywhere else, trust me.
Can I sing one song with you?
Yeah, okay. And we got one more song, then we have Jeff Wilkinson coming up and Matt. Is Matt here? Okay, so Jeff and Matt are going to come up after.